Hello, guys, how are you? Thank you for being here. Here it is once more. We have a mystery case, a disturbing story of death of Magdalena Zuk. This happened during her vacation in Egypt. The tragic ending to an Egyptian vacation of Polish girl Magdalena Zuk, the beautiful lady, 27 years old. She was beautician. She jumped to her death while on vacation in Egyptian beach resort town of Marsa Alam, while she was literally hospitalized. Literally, she was only 3 days into her week-long holiday, and this accident happened April 29, 2017. The original holiday plan included her boyfriend Marcus. But then there was an issue with his passport. He was unable to join her. So Magdalena only informed her boyfriend 7 hours before the flight that she has a surprise gift for both of them to travel to Egypt. So as she was already the trip was paid, she decided to travel alone. It should have been a relaxing holiday, but from day one, a series of strange events would occur that would eventually end in her death. So we are going to start here again. What were the red flags and what are the theories of her death? Again, what happened during we are going to check what happened during that travel. Magdalena flew to Egypt on 25th of April 2017 and she arrived 26th. She was booked to stay in a four-star, Three Corners Equinox Beach Resort, which was located on the Red Sea. Wow. As well, seems like she was undecided, but as well, loving, kind girl that she wanted to have this surprise for her lover. What was her name, Marcus? But seems like as well, okay, I can go and treat myself. And as well, guys, seems like being in a bad company. Yes. As well, what was the reason on the bottom for being a magnet for that company, attracting the attention of the possible predators that she put the days before? I just recalling over the media she attached on her profile where people could see how she's beautiful, young, right? Everything that the predators are looking for, that she really want to sell out, and what was the reason to sell out her package, her tickets, or all the package, right? Or just tickets for Egypt. And since like whatever was there put on the media, she literally put attention towards her, trying to sell the tickets out. And that seems like a bad decision because this was literally a reason she was a target, as she was shown on the media that her boyfriend, there was a reason that her boyfriend cannot travel, that she attracted these predators to trap her. And yes, this was definitely a trafficking, as you see women here trapped as well, being a victim of the media first. That was the first mistake, that she put the reason as well, oh, my boyfriend cannot travel, so they already knew she that she will be alone on this travel. As well, this was really a disaster plan, as you see double five here telling like what you have done by putting yourself there, in your case, that your boyfriend cannot fly, that you're going, that the predator will think, okay, she's alone, she has already pre-planned that the travel, everything paid, and we are watching you, we are going to take care of you with this way, like trapping you, and we wait for you. that was the lack of her security measures and seems like a bad decision. Again, that was the Wednesday, the first day when she arrived, right? Traveling 25th and arrived, I guess, in morning 26th. And reports from residents at the hotel stated that Magdalena was acting strange from the start. She would be sitting, drinking quietly by herself. Then, all of a sudden, she would be chatting and dancing with everyone. Then she would go quiet again. And guys, she was just give her a break. This girl was really pretty sad that she was there without her boyfriend. As well, other guests stated that she had asked where her boyfriend was, as if he was there with her. For her, this was just her trying to show in front of the others, like she was feeling the energy, guys, that somebody's watching her. She felt the energy of the predators around her. Again, when woman is alone in these really traditional Muslim countries and there is in a hotel, basically all the staff, majority 99% of staff are only men. Of course, their wife, they were locked back at home and seems like they're staring in this really in the tourists that they're poorly dressed by their own society right perspective, and they always look, I'm talking this as well, I was literally traveling alone as well, traveling even with my daughter, and I felt this energy everywhere in all these Muslim countries, I must say. Yes, because their girls are not allowed to go out in bikinis or not allowed at all to go and work. Like this happened, for example, in Sri Lanka during the Tamil Tigers. And I'm talking about whole country. I'm not talking about okay, they work in a capital city. I'm talking about living and going around all the country and not just staying in one resort, right? And as I was a serious researcher of some religious events, so I have to do all the tour around the country, and all my experience was not staying in a resort, guys. I'm talking for being really wild experience in traveling and doing anthropology and religion research as well. Um, Literally just staying everywhere more than at least 1 month, 1 month or longer. So yes, I confirm it. Not as a tourist who stay just in a tour with the tourist agency. That I don't advise literally guys to do it. As you see, it's turned to a bad thing. And now who we are going to blame? The tourist agency in Poland or a tourist agency back in the tour guide in Egypt? Yes, there was a trust issue. Oh, look at the first card, the trust issue, and what that's what the other guests they said, that she was literally asking while she was dancing or having a dinner with the rest of the people, right, that she was whatever she was whenever she was just asking where's my boyfriend, that was not weird. She was literally doing this on purpose just because she was scared of this. She was trying to represent herself like her boyfriend is just busy but in a hotel, just she was scared of the predators. Yes, she felt something is happening around her as well. What was the reason for this? Wow. Yes, definitely. As well, she has a fear. She has that fear. Uh, Again, she tried to fake that she's occupied, right? Hmm? Just to leave her, not to bother her, the predators, tourists, or the staff from a hotel, that they were staring at her as she was a beautiful young person. I mean, they're staring in the grand. They're staring at any tourist. Like it's considered when you go in some country, like a. I don't want to use that term, but yes, um, a third world country. Usually, the tourists are there specifically in Africa, when you go there, you can be even the grandmama and they see you and they think the tourist, it must be a rich woman. This woman is traveling. She must be a rich woman. And they first what they ask, are you single? Are you the one? That's what I learned even in Myanmar. I used to be literally asked all the time around the Myanmar in the period when there were not the flights of Air Emirates or Etihad like right now, the last 10 years. Literally, I was doing the tour before when only you could go in the forbidden area, not, but you could have to wait 1 week visa in Thailand while I was, guys, having my good karma work back in Thailand and staying there more than 10 years at that period. Literally, I 1 year I had a break in Myanmar and I was there a whole month. So it was amazing period experience. And they would always ask me, are you the only one? So I needed the time to figure out what is the expression when the Myanmar people they ask the white tourists, right? Again, I'm not talking about the color. I'm just talking that I'm not looking like Myanmar woman, right? And they would say, "Are you the only one?" Till I understood that they're asking me, am I the single traveling? Am I a solo traveler? That would be translated. And literally, it seems like the reason when you travel somewhere where you could feel unsafe, it's the women they would usually traveling alone put like, like I'm just going to show you like one of the where is it by the way? Like one of the right wedding rings, yes, or fiancé rings, but so definitely when they see a ring, they would, if you show them just the ring, they would be just not, they would be just fine. They wouldn't bother you anymore. So seems like literally when she would ask, she wanted to represent as a married occupied, so they leave her alone. Like, okay, I dance a little bit, but do not bother me because my boyfriend is going to return right now. My husband is returning later to room. So from day one, her family started receiving unusual texts. I'm going to ask, were these texts sent from Magdalena or somebody took her telephone? Wow. She seems like she wanted them to literally look at guys. She was having a pre-cognitive feeling like of death coming. She was feeling unsafe, far away from her family. And she expected it the last till the last moment. Let's say she's staying another day that somehow her friends or her family members or even her boyfriend will suddenly have that passport done and show up. Patiently, she never lost the hope that somebody is going to revisit, like, and she was imagining that her lover will revisit the Egypt finally while she's still that week there. That's what is on her mind. And this alarm, like I'm trying just to text the all the family and my boyfriend, literally was like, okay, it was just that mental fear of her being watched, what I see, because there were people going around her, giving her some kind of offer that she was trying to put away. There were people who were offering her things in that hotel, but she rejected them. And she tried to be afraid of possible, and that was a true, that what was on her mind. And later she tried to be afraid, to be fear and represent herself as being afraid of these offers of literally men hunting her, offering her some money. Literally, that's what is happening here. And as well, seems like she was expecting if her boyfriend arrived with her, she expected as well to make it like, okay, this is our travel, but as well, I want to make it to be a surprise, not just the travel that I prepared for you, I expect as well to be like a kind of fiance honeymoon, like a fiance honeymoon thing. That's what I felt. And as well, seems like her boyfriend as well was having a lack of money, comparing her like attitude, just like I do not care much about being romantic as well. I don't have ambitions to change the things and follow your rhythm. But as well, her sending this texting or the from the day one, whatever her family friends they received, I don't think it's unusual. It just seems like she's far away from them and she's behaving like this. It's not like she was going there before. It's not mentioned like she was going there before or traveling alone at least. So I do believe it's not unusual. Just she's she's scared for her being there alone and scared from this predator that she feels somehow. As well seems like when she put her that ad on her Facebook or whatever was the network that she's selling the ticket because her boyfriend cannot go on a trip with her to Egypt. She literally was again a magnet of the being attracted from being a magnet for the predators, and seems like she found it too late. Like, oh, I make this mistake because people they start to recognize her from the media. Literally, the men they start to approach her, like seeing her as well as literally the whoever approached her from the men as well. There is as well her her reaction was like leave me alone. Like here is my husband, my boyfriend. Wow, let me see more again. Wow. As well, seems like they were coming as well the wrong texting. Would you come to my room now? Let's see. Uh, did she has affair with some? Did she really invited her some men in the room? Not by chance sending the message to family. Yes, she was invited, and by chance, when how the people are so stupid. When she literally they will receive, they're in Poland, they receive message. Why are you not here in my room? Would you come to my room? Of course, that was that was her having affair with somebody who is there in resort. So she sleep and she sent the message by mistake to somebody else back in Poland. So that's what it is showing up here, guys, as you see. Again, uh, is it real? Again, was she as well when she was lying like I have a boyfriend or husband in the hotel just to leave her alone? Was she again playing, uh, hearing her voice as excuse when they ask her, "Why are you sending me the wrong message?" Right? She was she just playing, acting that she heard the voices? Hmm. She was trying to literally have a romance while her travel. Wow, but as well, this was her way to apologize to, like she was confused, like she's having a jet lag. Um, that was her way to apologize when she sent the wrong message. Again, her family even received a call about her behavior from a travel agent. Now it's coming to travel agent Mahmoud Kerry, who was there uh, speaking of Polish. I guess he was a travel agent only for specifically Polish people, and seems like he was all the time during the next few days of her crisis, mental crisis. Uh, Literally, he was next to her. That's becoming weird. As Magdalena started behaving more strangely, Mahmoud became more involved, taking care of her, like driving her around, taking her to the cleaning ride, taking her to the airport, trying to catch a flight but being rejected because of her radical behavior. Uh, from the airport staff. She was rejected, and as well, she was rejected even to return to a same hotel. That was really so painful and tough for her. Because imagine that she was already having that nerve-wracking situation. Like literally, look at this. I have an urge and I'm afraid to stay here and I want to leave. As well, it seems like her family started to receive a lot of strange photos of their daughter from Carey. Like Magdalena, Zuk would be laying in the bed in her robe covering her face or laying curled in the hall. Like that's what we have literally guys there, I do believe, on the cover page or one of the YouTube searches. If you check, there is little video, few videos about there were even the staff in the hotel they were recording what was her behavior. So that was a Wednesday, and everything happening on Wednesday. Due to her behavior, Thursday, we are continuing the story, her family become worried and attempt to arrange flight home for her. The only flight leaving from Egypt was on Saturday, and her condition had worsened significantly more by Thursday evening. Again, was there something in her drink from the first day? Wow, the nerve-wracking state here. Wow, seems like a nerve-wracking state. Like there was literally a lost case of wow, nerve-wracking state because of the love heartbroken, feeling heartbroken. Yes, it's turned to a disaster. What kind of disaster was she abused there? There are literally a mystery around this. Wow, guys, we cannot even. There were things untold, but as well, we will never find out. Like this will be really untold, unsolved. Look at guys, this is really scary. I just felt like I need to check with other decks. So let's see. Was something in her drink from the first day? Because later on, whatever happened, and later we are going there towards that day, but after there was blood checkup in her body, they found literally a traces of cat. So there is a rumors that that African kind of drug that is like is it like is it like meth in US? That African thing cat literally can make people really and becoming in some kind of paranoid state, and seems like again, there is literally here is that from there is on the paper the proof that something was in her drink. Why I'm doing this? Because I'm literally seeing a clinic and there is a doctor writing what was in her body. So there is a proof that somebody put something in her drink because these cards usually officially not in Oracle like here, but in Measure Arcana deck would be explained with that page holding that cup, and for me it's always thinking of the like roofie effect. Somebody put you something in the drink, and seems like these people who were there trying to flirt her, the whoever bought that drink, whoever delivered the drink was literally, and there is a proof from the doctor that this was a truth. Again, it seems like this turned to somebody was as well planning to steal something from her. Is that steal her body to make it as human trafficking? Again, 1 second. Uh, is what was it the idea of human trafficking? Because that's what I see here with putting her in bondage. Suddenly, yes, that was the plan, but it seems like as well it turned to disaster. 1 second. What turned to disaster? Like, yes, there was a drink. Was there the human trafficking? Did they have intention to sexually abuse her? Yes, seems like wow. There was literally a contractor, so yes, there were people who were literally wanted to introduce her literally to others. Wow, wow, wow. As well, there is literally this need of a justice, but literally like cover situation, so there is no proof. Wow, nothing is changed because they're walking free. Whoever were there, whoever was like a staff working in a hotel or that agency, whatever it is, literally that person was involved. I'm going to ask, was that Mahmoud? Was that this Mahmoud tour guide, right? Travel agent? Was Mahmoud Carey? Was that Mahmoud Carey? Wow, wow, wow. Yes, look at guys. There's literally him being a penniless and need to do something like under the contract for others, and somebody is paying him like a big boss to do this thing to bring this girl. So was that a Mahmoud being involved in this idea? Yes, he really regret now after all this fuss of the world around him, but there is a proof that he was involved. Wow, there is totally proof, guys. High priestess, everybody knows, and there is little clarity. And again, with that thing, everything goes around that drink as well. This was the teamwork she would be, but as well, seems like she noticed this as well. Was she intuitive? Did she notice her personally? She had that high intuition, and this was what the other day blamed her. Was that a nerve-wracking state of her? No, this was her intuition giving her literally um, precognitive state that this is alarm, that these people they want to trap me. Yes. As well, there's in one of the recording, like he's giving her telephone to talk with the parents or with the boyfriend when she's in the airport or something, or in front of the clinic, and she's talking in Polish as well. Don't forget, Mahmoud knows Polish, and he asked her talk just. He pushed her to talk just about the flight, airport, or flight, and later she's talking on Polish. Literally, there is a word that is said like they raped me. So, was she really raped? Hmm. There is a secret. Hmm. Did they let her that first night? Hmm. She rejected. It seems like this drug was not working. They thought she will fall asleep. They can control her to be powerless, but just this drug brought her that literally the extra rage, that mental state, being restless. Yes, there was look at this sexual predator. That literally answer is yes, sexual predator. There, even somebody who is still keeping like low key, but she rejected this guy as well. Hmm. But he was pushing this story. Was this the same person who that she rejected during that dancing first night, and that he really approached her again? Hmm. But she tried to block. But can you block the devil? Seems no. Hmm. She tried to literally liberate herself, but it didn't work out. Hmm. It seems like her liberation, the only way was to finish her life over the window. Hmm. So scary. It's very hard to do this reading, guys. So we are returning again to a Thursday, second day. Remember, her family tried to book her the flight, but the flight was only for Saturday, so she has to stay the rest of the days. So then she was in a major panic Thursday evening. Why she was scared of what will happen in the night. The staff tried everything they could to calm her down, but she was acting hysterical still. As well, on Friday morning, the guests at the hotel found her laying on the floor of the hall unconscious. So, did something happen? Was she raped on Thursday night? Was she raped on Thursday night? Was she raped on Thursday night? Wow, there was more people than one. Guys, look at somebody has paid this. Wow, this is really a trafficking. As well, finding the hotel staff finding her in front of the door of her in front of the door of her room. What I understood, hotel staff took her to the hospital. She walked into the hospital, acting seemingly normal, was quickly dismissed by the doctor, and was quickly returned to a hotel. Again, on that video footage, we have that scary thing that you see that she's literally the energy of these people around her. First of all, there I noticed as a woman traveling in Muslim countries that all the people around the staff, there were all the staff even in the hospital and hotel, there were all men. Just do carefully watch. Go and Google on YouTube all about all the video footage of Magdalene Zuk, and it will really be scaring. You will just notice this. Check if there are males. Only once at the end is showing one lady in a hospital, but again, there was like 10 minutes of men, four men surrounding her, and she getting literally in panic surrounding her, right? As well, this is still a Friday morning, so there was like checking to a doctor and then quickly returned to a hotel. Reports are conflicted as to why she wasn't treated that same day. Most plausible explanation is that doctors didn't treat mental issues, which they thought to be case of Magdalene, and she appeared to be acting fine at the hospital, so they sent her back. Again, guys, let's repeat that this is a country where first drinks, drugs are prohibited, and as well, if there is some kind of delirium after the drink or overdose, like literally they do not consider to do the test as well. That's why they were supposed to do the test if there was something put in her drink. Again, was she raped Thursday night? We saw that with two men being involved, and there was a guy who was getting that extra cash, right? And again, there is still story put on a hold, free of wants as well, people waiting for her, seeing her as a sexual object, and as well, look at guys, she cannot avoid their trapping her with these predators. This was really a sexual addiction, sexual trafficking, guys. So here it is. We go to a Saturday. This was the way Magdalena was going to. This was the day when Magdalena was having the fly back home. She attempted to commit suicide at around 6 a.m. So just some reports, I do not believe, on the roof of the hotel. So let's go and check it. Was she again abused the Friday night? That will be my question. My next question, one second, guys. Was Magdalena Zuk abused the Friday night? Why she would be on a rooftop of hotel at 6 a.m. on Saturday? Was she abused the Friday night? Wow, yes, definitely. Look at guys. Yes, there was a sex trafficking. Yes, and she was trying to free herself. She didn't want. She wanted to release the burden. First of all, I'm going to repeat. Was she because somebody said a naughty question and there's literally different conspiracy theories. As well, I don't want to insult her parents and her spirit. Magdalena Zuk, I'm on your side. Just did you? I have to just check your energy. Like, please do inform me, Magdalena Zuk. Did you went to Egypt aware to that you will work, be a part of it? Hmm. Because guys, again, taking a risk. Look at this, taking a risk to travel without lover, but there is betrayal. Again, is this organized from her husband? I mean, her boyfriend. Hmm. Does she so much trust it, or was it some connection in Egypt? Again, I'm going just to check because she felt like this is betrayal from her lover. She thought that he's not honest. Like why she didn't finish, why he doesn't have a passport. This was like ultimate betrayal, even if she didn't think about it. Not everybody has a passport. There are so many people from every country that do never travel. They do not have this passport thing, travel document, right? And again, was she really ready to work? No, here it is. She rejected that offer. When they start to approach her all the time, remember that she was there. There was a card five of the pentacle. She tried to be literally super funny to enjoy her time in the evening dancing with different gentlemen, but as well she was rejecting the offer. There were multiple offers as well, you see, and literally she didn't want as well. Explaining these cards. Wow. Was there wow as well. Seems like all the time she was thinking over her lover. Is it fake or real? There was literally a nagging about her lover. Is it real or fake as well? She was literally thinking over let's have a fun while I'm in a hotel. Have a fun, just a fun, like when dancing. What the fun turned to? Did she want to sleep with somebody? Did she turn to that bad thing? She was having a date over the internet application. That's what I see now. She wanted to have a drink and hang out with some dating application. Maybe guys, again, it's 2017. Maybe it was that thing like this application where it's a location and you're here and we're both staying in a hotel, or there is a little Egyptian guy who living near that resort or working there, and here it is, let's go for a drink. I'm available, something over the internet. Definitely. This dater of her put her something in a drink. There was literally a trap. Wow, look at guys. Trap. There was more than one person. Um, yes, that's what I see. Did she fall asleep from that drink and then she wakened? Yes, it seems like how this person tried to organize, represent himself like a gentleman, taking her for a drink or dinner, drink, whatever. Literally seems like turned to literally as well being with the bad company. Like she thought he will be a gentleman, but it's turned to a bad company as well. Like he was not alone. What I think. Again, Saturday. We're talking. This was the story about Friday night, guys. It's still like confusing because she literally pulled me her energy of Magdalena Zuk, pulling me from one situation to another. From literally, I'm going to try to have a fun, but then another moment as well, it's turned to disaster. Like every evening, whatever she restarted trying to be settled, not to be restless. It's turned to disaster. Again, why she would do the suicide 6 a.m. on the rooftop? So the hotel staff prevented her from jumping, and this was just the first of two suicides just shortly into her vacation. Later that same day, she arrived at the airport on Saturday, ready to head back home, but then she began acting strangely, so eventually the security refused her to put her on a plane due to her instability, and she went back to hotel. Again, some of the sources they say as well that she was rejected again back from a hotel because she checked out as well. They had a problem with her as well. Some of the sources they said she even showed aggression. She would try to take her clothes off. Unfortunately, at the hotel, she was refused as well due to all the problems she had caused there. Again, who is the source? I'm just I'm just thinking there is a fake information over the internet source. Right. Yes. They just want to keep the secret. Yes. And whoever is the source, it's not a real source. They just want to keep and finish all this talk about her, just to put her in position to keep this mysterious story about women getting crazy and literally like in the society traditional women are guilty for everything. Even if she's raped, it's not raped, it's her. She's imagining this thing. Yes, but eventually here it is. There are people who are waiting for her and seeing her as a sexual object, as you see. Unfortunately, at the hotel, she was refused as well due to all the problems she had caused there. So, was there any demon spirit inside of her? I'm just going to ask. Wow, was there any? Was there any demon inside of her? Possession? Again, guys, I'm just going to say I just see here there was just sexual offer, and it seems more than one person. Unfortunately, people who are waiting for her. And look at seven of three of wands explained with them seven of wands, like seeing her as sexual object. Hmm. In distress that night, she FaceTimed her boyfriend, not from her own phone, but again from the Mahmoud phone. Why the Mahmoud was at the night time with her? Like I just heard that. Was Mahmoud as well sexually abusing her? Yes, yes, guys, here it is. That's what is hidden. Mahmoud initiated the call with her boyfriend, holding the phone while Magdalena talks with her boyfriend like she was controlling that call. Entire call is confusing and strange, and here it is. There is sometimes she's literally uh, repeating some word on Polish that some of the YouTubers in comments they're literally in the same way they literally translated like it's Polish, it's literally that thing, and it's translated like they rate me. Even if she's hardly talking, it's confusing. Is rocking back and forth the entire time and keeps repeating the letter M. She says very worry things in the video when she does eventually talk, such as they use all sort of tricks here. Take me out of here. They do all kinds of things to me here. Guys, this is translation. Wow. Again, guys, there is recording of that call. It's really shocking, disturbing. They use all sorts of tricks here. She's aware the first night they put something in the drinks, like these tricks, like why not now to have a hotel room, like a tricks to keep me not giving me a telephone. Like there is always a trick excuse. As well, they're paying. Is it that somebody I just heard paid the security guard to return her back from the airport? Seems like it's very easy to give them a little bit of money to keep them quiet, to literally pull her back to the same trap, back to these sexual predators. As well, she never tells him what's going because this guy whose telephone it is Mahmoud as well, um, he's talking Polish, so she was scared of Mahmoud. So disturbing. Yes, definitely. She was scared and she was trying to use like a slang words on Polish, literally. So just to tell something, but as well not Mahmoud to recognize because she was scared of him. It was very brave what she tried to do in that call eventually because she was scared of him as well and all these guys that they were abusing her. This statement suggested that something happened to her and she was very scared of all this manipulation and sexual abusive men that she was dealing the nights before. It's not like she was frightened. She was already a victim and now she was totally like a nerve-wracking situation as well. She was scared if she will really stay alive as well. Imagine that this is a call from the airport. She was about to leave as well. They're literally bringing her back like she thinks that she will stay forever as a slave of these um, sexually abusive people. And that was exactly when the call was made. She was at the airport before, just earlier, and wasn't stable enough to get on the flight. As well, whatever happened to her, again, she's in a hotel lobby and they don't give her the hotel room. Again, she's spending a night with this Mahmoud. Did they do that on purpose? Of course, yes. Guys, then there is a picture. I'm just scrolling through the Wikipedia page about her. There is literally added, oh my god, there is literally a Magdalena Zuk hospital bed. I did need this photo. So again, it's still Saturday that night. Magdalena friend Maciej, who was mentioned in the video call, was traveling from Poland to take her home. So Maciej or Matthias, whatever, Maciej, 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 I don't know how you pronounce this, was traveling from Poland to take her because he was having a passport. She was aware of this and knew she would be with him the very next day. After the call, Magdalena was taken back to the same hospital by Mahmoud. While on her first visit to a hospital, she seemed normal. The second time, everything was nerve-wracking, and that is eventually the scene on my cover page of this video. She refuses to be examined, to be touched from this stuff, as well. There are four men surrounding her as well. She began running, like running away from them. Yes, definitely, this is a behavior of somebody who was just a victim of the rape, literally. And nothing is weird. That's really what it is. I'm just talking what because I was working on a hotline with the victims of the violence, and that's what it is. This behavior of the victim of the rape or being a sex slave. Once they eventually caught her, she was taken into a private room where she was retrained by a towels on the hospital bed. A nurse who was tending to Magdalena untied the restraint while later she was needed to use the bathroom, and once she was free from the towels, right, while she was literally free to walk, she attacked the nurse and ran to the window and jumped out from the second story. So second story, guys, second floor. She was rushed to the hospital once again and pronounced dead due to her injuries. Again, what are the theories? We go back. We were running all around. Hello, Opera Tiro. We were running all around for this story, guys. I'm literally trying to interfere with the comments over over this tragic story of Magdalene Zuk as well. Let's just write the time frame for theories. 1 second, guys. So, again, what are the theories? This has led many people to wonder. This the story started from the family, not from the family, from her boyfriend's side, from Poland. Was even her boyfriend involved in this sex trafficking? It seems like there are a lot of theories, but literally 99 of the possible angles of this behavior are dragging back to the theory of sex trafficking. Was that her boyfriend sent her directly to Mahmoud to be trafficked? Was it that Mahmoud trapped her? Was that this um, media thing and being exposed over the online, having a connection for having a fun and going out with the wrong people? As well, autopsy performed by the two separate teams of Polish experts. Guys, I have just to mention, first of all, before Polish experts they arrived, literally in she was still in Egypt, and here it is. There was the Egypt doctors that they literally examined her. So I was immediately getting the message, was Egypt doctors paid to remove, to make a fake? Wow. Yes, they were dishonest. Look at exactly. I was drawn to this energy. That's why I love tarot, my connection with tarot. So thank you, spirits. I think that the Egypt doctor, because they were in a rush to make that statement, everything was fake. Look at the card dishonestly. As well, they were literally pushed and worried. Literally, the trouble with Egyptian tourism. Literally, the politicians, they pushed him and they paid him to give this fake report. As well, there were literally, here it is, as you see, guys, there were proof that there were multiple people here involved with her. Wow. But the report was really a fake, that she was not sexually abused. That's really a fake info from a doctor. I don't know how they sleep, these doctors. So they literally said the only injuries were those that were consistent with the fall. Later on, as well, it's coming a Polish expert, but seems too late, right? Yes, it seems too late because just for publicity, they show up like a second option just for publicity. Just they needed to like have the stability because the Polish community was really having like pushing them to do that. But again, on the bottom is you shouldn't trust the report of all of them, doctors as well, the Polish one, because you do not trust these people. It seems like friends, like these are Polish experts as well, but they're friend enemy as well. If these doctors were dishonest, seems like being in a wrong company, and they trusted their reports, and for the sake of political stability as well, Poland expert, they were advised to make a same report just to put everything under the cover. So this was just a political move, both from Egypt thing and from Polish thing, just side just for the sake of tourism. So I'm not going to talk at all about the theory of the woman having mental states, bipolar disorder, psychotic episodes, being alone on vacation, left from a boyfriend. I mean, bipolar disorder is a person that's preparing romantic surprise to her boyfriend, let travel suddenly. Like, how is stupid to write this theory? Like, hello? Like, where this theory is going? I'm not going to even ask this. Sorry, guys. Like, women are insane because they're romantic and they're suggesting something like, okay, I bought this package, let's go. Like, suddenly romantic people are called bipolar disorder, psychotic episode when you're preparing the romantic escape. I mean, people, like, hello, why are you insulting this woman having this episode? Why are you insulting her, calling the the victim like she's crazy? So this is really a bad karma. I mean, whoever wrote this comment about was that a psychotic episode of preparing that. I mean, I'm not going to even to repeat it. Again, guys, there is that theory. Was her boyfriend involved? I think we already done this, but I'm going once more to ask. Was her boyfriend involved in selling her out in Egypt? Once more, because we see there is a cash involved, that somebody is cashing out her body there, like trying to abuse her. So, was her boyfriend involved in this? This theory for me, wow. It's just a media thing promoted. It doesn't work for me. It was coming from her side as well. She bought this package, so it's not logical. Just the media are telling nonsense. It's not about the boyfriend thing as well. Seems like he really missed her, and literally this boy is apologetic that he didn't have a document. It seems like it was in a hurry. Night was word like her own decision, like I'm buying you a present, but where is my document? He really feels sorry that was not with her, but the media they're representing him in a fake manner. So they're just a media fake story again, guys. I feel sorry even for that boy to call him out like he's sex trafficking. I mean, he didn't have even money for to buy her surprise, and when the woman is buying a travel for a man, that guy never bought anything for her for sure. I'm sure. All the way with this kind of relationship. But why do people think like he's behind what? If he's a pimp, he would have a lot of money. I mean, he would go there with her, and he would be there during to control her as a slave in Egypt. I'm just imagining things should be like this, because, like, in the chain of the sex trafficking, the pimp is always watching the victim, the sex slave, as well, because he couldn't be there, like because of this passport thing. It was, like I said, sudden news with the Knight of Sword. It seems like as well it was a right decision to leave her, to let her go to travel alone, because again she paid everything and she has the money as well to stay there and have her things and treat herself with the extra things during the travel. Again, the media, this is a media for the journalists and the community. They make the story about her boyfriend being responsible, so it's not boyfriend. So is it the Mahmoud travel agent talking Polish they're involved? Yes. Look at, wow, somebody is paying him. Look at, there is his boss or somebody who is very good paying him to find always a new victim for him. Yes, as well, seems like this is a codependency. He cannot avoid this guy. Is that his boss? Somebody like give him a lot of money to keep him quiet. And as well, wow, like definitely somebody's paying this person to be trapped. Look at, do you see, 8 of Swords and 9 of Wands for sexual pleasure, and that's the his boss or person who is paying him. So yes, he's a part of this chain. So this is explained for Mahmoud that he's a part of the chain, and somebody who's on the top of him, literally paying him off this as well. 1 second. 1 second. Was Mahmoud personally trying to be a pimp, using her, dragging her? Wow, there is a proof. Wow, that he used the drugs so that he could control her, and that she could be a powerless, and that she could be abused from this sexual predator. There's really a proof for these guys. Whatever is a drug, there is a proof for that. It seems like he put like unbalanced dose of this, or was it literally one of the contra effect of the drug, uh, that she literally didn't have reaction to oversleep, that she didn't have reaction of as well. Wow, it seems like it was more than one person involved as well. This is guys a free pentacle as well. 1 second. Did she wake while somebody raped her? Wow. Yes, repeatedly. It seems repeatedly. Yes. And seems like this was happening every night, repeating the thing. Six of Wands and Seven of Pentacles. They return for the same thing the night after night. My my God, this Magdalena Zuk, what the end of the tragic event of her life, because she literally didn't sleep, like whatever they were doing her to be drugged, like she didn't even sleep. Every night she was abused. Seems look at seeing her as a sexual object and returning back to her with these drugs. That's why her behavior becoming more and more different. I mean, erratical, right? Again, why have world card accept the death? Was it that they had to finish her? There was too much proof. Was it that wow she wanted to travel earlier and they wanted to stop? Look at literally they wanted to stop her. I see that somebody was paying on the airport to stop her travel as well, to cancel her flight. I already said that, like guys, I have literally like a vision that security guy, somebody was paid her even not to enter the airport area. Wow. To return her, to reject her, to have excuse to reject her from the and the people who are source for seeing her being a scandalous of the airport, they are paid. Are they paid even the sources? Wow, yes, exactly, guys. More than once and more than once they are paid. Like everything is organized just literally to push her to return back to the same trap as you see. Six of Swords. Let's go back to hotel. And that was a pure disaster, this injustice, right? To use her as a sexual object, like, and to drug her again. So I said that somebody in the airport was paid her not to let the air to enter the flight. I mean, what a corruption there. I'm not going to have a comment, but I'm just going to say that I never wanted to go to Egypt. Yes. I'm flying off. I'm seeing the Cairo, the Gulf Pyramid Hotel. I'm waving from the Kenya flight over the Cairo, and yes, I don't want men to stare at me as a woman. That's my theory. And my it's not my theory, it's my pre-feeling that women is jeopardized in these countries. If you're not born in this culture, like literally you're always a target. Young or old? I mean, there was a serial, even remember, guys, that there was one old lady, like she was 70 years old or more. She went to Morocco and she was a tourist in Morocco and she found like 70 years young boy. I mean, it's not that she found, he found her, right? And they married. Like, I mean, I'm not going to make comments. And that was definitely not uh, romantic Twinflame energy. That was really like, okay, you're going to help me with your material assets. It was opposite. Again, it was a fake connection. It was a abusive connection in another way. But like I'm going to repeat, if they are not going to put you to be a sex slave, they're as well going to see you as a possible sponsor, woman, a cash carrier, yes, for and chase you to like, oh, I want to marry you. Oh, you have American passport. Oh, you have a European passport. I love you. Like, hello. There is that reality, I do believe. Oh my God, there is a reality on TLC, 90 Days Fiance. I think there's two guys. Yes, there's one lady as well, not even old, maybe middle age, that she had 20 years younger guy in another, I don't know, country. So one story is, I don't know, Morocco, another in Tunis or something. So there are different stories from the north of Africa that really that region I somehow find disturbing for single women tourists. And my theory has a proof in the case of Magdalena Zuk. And yes, I was a single traveler all over Africa, but north of Africa somehow for me is pretty scary. Mistreating women, even if you're paying something, a little they behave different. And this I was even told that some I didn't have this. I have a nice time spent in India, but as well I was told that some other female travelers, singles travelers that I met in India, that they were having this impression that happened in another city somewhere in the north, in more touristical areas of India, that they were having impression like waiter doesn't want to return for her, like concierge doesn't talk to her. They were literally mistreating women whenever they would order some help or really order something that you're paid for. That's really really misogyn approach. And I think everything that was happening to keep her trapped, Magdalene Zuk, in Egypt, that was a part of this misogyny, circle plus sex trafficking trap of young tourists from Europe. Again, do we have again to repeat the same jumping thing for death? I'm going to repeat just once more. Was somebody in the room? Was somebody from this sex trafficked male in the room in the hospital? Yes, literally. Like there was literally, they didn't want, they didn't want her to put to put them in trouble, and literally, they literally look at, they paid the cash card. They paid somebody to be like somebody else to be in the room instead of that nurse as well. Look at, and on the bottom death to literally execute her. Again, was she raped as well in the hospital? Again, I have to ask this. Wow, I have literally, yes, the answer. Was Magdalena Zuk raped in the hospital? Wow, look at guys. Yes, sexual part. Again, because of, look at, bringing the cash. Was this done from the same person, from Mahmoud and his team? Yes, yes, yes. As well, there is a proof. Look at guys, but people are scared to release. There is a proof in the camera, but like literally, the the authorities here, they don't want, they're scared of losing tourism, so they're playing on a safety thing, like literally raising this proof of this chain of the sexual predators from the camera in the hospital as well. But everything was corruption, even the staff in the hospital, like literally she was abused even in the hospital from multiple people. That's remind me literally of Francis Palmer. Oh my God, you remember guys the movie Francis Palmer, that she was a Hollywood star in 1950s or 60s, and she was literally just not adapting, not, she didn't want to stay and work as an actress as well. Her mother was pushing this story. Her mother literally because she was not agreed to stay and work in a Hollywood. Her mother pushed her in a mental institute, and she was literally raped from the staff. This story literally reminds me of Francis Palmer. So again, was Magdalene Zuk running away from the rapist through the window? Yes, yes. Look at the fake people that she shouldn't trust. Again, on the start, there was, look at, you think the staff you can trust, but eventually even the staff rape her. Look at the fake friends that you think that they will help you in the hospital, but as well they were involved, they were paid literally to be a part of this charade and tragedy, unfortunately. As well, two times repeating the card of the pregnancy, it's really like they didn't know how to handle, because if they put her to travel, then it would be, she would be pregnant and it would be released the truth, and this would be a political thing and against the tourism, and seem not safe to travel, and as well, I think that she was even pregnant, guys. There is a proof in documents that she was even pregnant. Two times it is showing me popping out the pregnancy card as well. Wow. Or they were scared from being dead, possibly. Yes, so they wanted to put on hold as well. Look at, was it, that's why they organized betrayal, sabotage of this journey. Journey was reverse card. Yes, it's true. But when there was suddenly that ticket sent from the pawn, they didn't expect it, and they wanted to sabotage her to walk away from a travel. So that's why it's reverse travel. Even when the gate was open, like they didn't want her to let her go with this eight of cups and ace of pentacle. Even if the gate was open, they want her to be trapped, to be a slave still. And then, wow, one second in the bottom again. Yes, literally. There was that call that somebody was overstrict as well. She was like rejecting this person. Somebody was trying to manifest as well. Was she trying to tell something to her on that call from the Mahmoud telephone to her boyfriend, that she is a victim, that she is victim, and as well she was scared how to say pronounce like a slang word on Polish so that Mahmoud couldn't recognize, because he was holding the telephone. Again, everything seems disaster. It seems like there was all like on her mind, like she was already dreaming that something bad will happen, and there was a high priestess inside of her that was literally she has the pre-feeling that she could recognize when the people they approach her from the airport and everything that happened in the hotel before she lost it, like when she was powerless after the drink, after the drugging thing, she was aware that of this energy of being trapped there. That is that high priestess. Definitely she was not safe. And here it is. Do I trust you? No. Are you fake friends? False friends? Yes. Guys, I hope that Magdalena Zuk will find the justice and that people in the future will start to talk again. Will in the future somebody talk about Magdalena Zuk mystery? People are undecided because they are under the contract with the work in the hospital, in the police, then in pathology, hospital, with mental institute, hotels, like all these people are literally trapped from a government. Yes, and there is so much proof about that this was mishandled on purpose, that she was a victim of the sex trafficking. How we see we get trapped and somebody paying this for sexual purpose, keeping her on hold, trapped. Yes. Again, these people are still afraid to talk because they're under the contract and afraid as well from the authorities. Yes, it seems like a pure contract with the devil. So many people involved in these lies and drugs. So, guys, I hope that Magdalena Zuk, I have somehow to offend you, Magdalena Zuk. And I hope that Magdalena Zuk was here with us, giving me all this channeling news for you. Here it is, guys. I'm going to put a timestamp. 1 second, a small timestamp. But I suggest you have all with all finding a time to listen, at least like a radio. Because definitely I don't put the photos. It's just my channeling news about whatever happened, all this disastrous travel in Egypt of Magdalene Zoo. As well, how I lost now the energy. I feel that literally Magdalene Zuk lost the battle, like she was so much exhausted, like she was literally not, she was physically abused every night as well. She was not, she was like being drugged but not sleeping, and literally all these days she was abused, and that was happening during the nighttime, and literally that's why she was scared whenever was the night coming. Dear Magdalene Zoka, I hope you're in a better place now. Your spirit is definitely on a safer place than on planet Earth. Rest in peace. Guys, do send me your comments if there's new info, updates, or what do you think about this case. Justice for all, and do check out the playlist Justice Will Be Served. This will be added there. Kisses to all.